Joe Biden straight up yesterday admitted that he sold state secrets. He did it on camera. He did it with the eyes of the world watching. You know, I've sold a lot of state secrets, Joe Biden said at a meeting at the White House with the cameras rolling. Very important. Now you're going to hear a lot of tape of Donald Trump today. Oh, Donald Trump showed classified documents. I have a lot to say on that matter. But you won't see this clip of Joe Biden straight up saying, yeah, you know what I did during the last little bit of my 50 years in Washington, D.C.? Sold state secrets. Go.
I was just thinking, anyway, I started off without you. And I sold a lot of state secrets and a lot of very important things that were shared.
I sold a lot of state secrets, a lot of very important things. Joe Biden has dementia, and he's just straight up saying it now. Joe Biden is just straight up telling you. He's looking down the barrel of the camera and saying, yo, you know what? I sold a lot of state secrets. This is why they can't let a special counsel investigate the guy. This is why the entire apparatus of the entire federal government is turned inward to protect Joe Biden at every turn, not to investigate Joe Biden, but to cover up their investigations of Joe Biden. You're seeing that now on full display. Last night, and the only time we're going to cover this because the news is already out, but Donald Trump had a tape of him released talking about some type of a warmongering plan that they had and planned to invade Iran. Okay, his generals had planned to invade Iran. Donald Trump didn't start any new wars. Donald Trump ended wars, and they were so upset that he ended wars that they need to try and put Donald Trump in prison for not starting enough wars. So a couple of things here. One, the anti-war left is now angry that Donald Trump didn't start wars. That's what they're upset about. This is a clip of Donald Trump being like, hey, yo, they wanted to invade Iran. That's dumb. Mark Milley wanted to invade Iran. I mean, again, Donald Trump has every single right to take any single document that he wants as president. That is set precedent. Okay? But more importantly, I think, is how the left is now trying to spin this into some type of Donald Trump bad narrative when they know that their guy did 10,000 degrees worse. Watch Jen Psaki try and talk her way out of this one. Listen to this like hysterical slip of the tongue by Jen Psaki on MSNBC, attempting to make Donald Trump orange man bad. Remember, orange hair good, orange skin bad. Jen, go.
There's one president who values our national security and protects our secrets, and there's another former president and candidate who doesn't.
But there's one president who protects our documents. Actually, no, Joe Biden doesn't protect our documents, you see, because Joe Biden has been hoarding documents for his family's enrichment since 1974.
I made voluntarily, no one's had to threaten to do anything, voluntarily open every single aperture I have with house, offices, everything for them to come and look and spend hours searching my home, invited them. Nobody, and so, and the best of my knowledge, the kinds of things they picked up are things that from 1974 and stray papers. There may be something else I don't know.
Oh, okay. So you've been doing this since 1974? This is your argument here, Joe Biden? Got it. Kenneth Vogel is a man at the New York Times who, that's right, correct? Yeah, New York Times, yeah. Ken Vogel, one of the chief investigators in the New York Times, has been tweeting nonstop about Hunter Biden. Uh-oh. Within 10 days of Hunter Biden's WhatsApp message to Chinese official, the Chinese energy company sent 2 payments totaling $5 million to an account for Hunter, according to records in the GOP investigation. That's not good. Uh-oh. 3,000 likes, 3,000 retweets, 5,000 likes. That's not good. Why is the New York Times covering the Biden corruption? It's not just the New York Times. In fact, there was a deluge of corporate press that is supposed to be owned by the Bidens covering the Biden crimes. Why? Because they're previewing impeachment. Journalists, they don't want to do this, but journalistically, they have to. The impeachment is going to force their hands. Check out this supercut.
And to add to all of that, the legal issues surrounding the president's son, Hunter, the latest of which is an accusation by two credible IRS whistleblowers claiming misconduct by the Department of Justice and the FBI during the investigation of Hunter Biden.
Two whistleblowers from the IRS told lawmakers they recommended charging Hunter Biden with 6 felonies and 5 misdemeanors over his taxes. Instead, the plea deal includes 2 misdemeanors, 1 whistleblower. Gary Shapley says the DOJ gave Hunter Biden preferential treatment.
You plan to? Can you get us that answer? And she said, Chuck, no, I don't plan to speak to him about this, and I don't plan to address this from the podium.
Wow.
And that's why you're having other folks in the White House, like from Oversight and Investigations, having to address this from a different way, but certainly not on camera and not at the podium, which in many ways creates more questions about this.
Shapley also claimed there was a recovered 2017 WhatsApp message from Hunter Biden apparently sent to a Chinese businessman over an outstanding payment stating, quote, I am sitting here with my father. We would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled. Hunter Biden allegedly texted, according to the transcript. If true, this would seem to contradict comments from President Biden that he was not involved in his son's business deals.
Holy crap, guys. Holy smoly. Holy guacamole. We just got breaking news that there is actually a physical message from Donald Trump Jr. A physical message just broke. This just broke on CNN. A physical message from Donald Trump Jr. saying that he's sitting right next to Donald Trump, his father, and that they're about to sell state secrets and American energy resources to the Communist Chinese Party. We're doomed. 2024, we're doomed. We're doomed. What is that, ALX? What is that? What is that? Oh my God. Correction. I'm so sorry. It's the Bidens who actually decided to sell state secrets to the Chinese. And we have the text messages. We have them here. So in case you flip open your phones on social media and hear the screaming and panic and terror of the Bidens, of the Biden regime media, talking about Donald Trump showing warmongering plans to go start a new war in the Middle East and not doing it, by the way, the left should be celebrating Donald Trump. They should be applauding Donald Trump for not starting a war with Iran, which would have been a bad thing to do. What the hell happened to the left? Wait a second. So you have a president that didn't start a new war? And now that's a bad thing? Yeah. Oh, and moreover, I didn't see any breathless coverage. I mean, we played a little bit there. We're glad that this is starting to break the narrative, but I didn't see any breathless coverage of this text message here before you. I am sitting here with my father. I've read this so many times, I've memorized it. I'm sitting here with my father, says Hunter Biden to the Chi-Com. He's going to be really angry if you don't send us money. You better send us money. Otherwise, we are going to use all of his big business connections, all of his political connections, being a fossil and a barnacle in D.C., and we're going to come after you. And by the way, the reason you need to send us money is because we're trying to sell you American resources. We're trying to literally sell American natural gas to China. How you like your gas prices? What are gas prices where you're at? It's about $3.50 in Tampa. So that's why they're upset. That's why they're scared. They know that there is so much demonstrable evidence against the Bidens. They will not be able to win an impeachment battle. They will not be able to. They might not be able to get a vote to actually convict in the Senate. Okay? In the House, you'll impeach. You'll be able to impeach Joe Biden in the House. Okay? You might not be able to get a vote to convict in the Senate because the Senate is controlled by Democrats. I mean, I just don't think so. You might have some people that like abstain. Joe Manchin, Kristen Sinema, some red state senators. But either way, you'll be able to win in the public arena because they know that the evidence is against the Bidens here. Joe Biden knows the evidence is against the Bidens. Joe Biden trapped at the White House yesterday by a reporter as he's being brushed out of the room. Got to go change his oops, I crap my pants. And Fox reporter actually cornered him and said, hey, yo, do you still stand by the fact that you know nothing about your son's business dealings? I mean, we have the text messages. You old donkey. Here's what Joe Biden said. Ladies and gentlemen, someone was looking for a break yesterday. Cringe Jean-Pierre. This is our cringe alert for the day. Cringe Jean-Pierre was saying that we run the most transparent administration in American history. How's that make you feel?
Week. I'm curious, though, in light of some of the recent legal controversy, if the president communicated to members of his family not to conduct business on White House grounds. Can you tell us about any kinds of guardrails that are up?
So look, I'm going to be, again, very mindful because this is all connected to a case that the DOJ is currently overseeing, so I'm not going to comment on that specifically. But as you know, and we have laid out very early on in this administration, when it comes to ethics, when it comes to how we all kind of move about and how we respect clearly the government ethics here. This is an administration that has been incredibly transparent on that.
Oh man, dude, seriously, I'm telling you. Imagine, are you married? You got a significant other? You got a spouse, a boyfriend, wife, whatever. What if every time that you ask them something, honey, where'd the $500 in our bank account go? Or whatever, you know? You asked your spouse something, and what if they looked, every time they tried to answer you, they looked at their shoes, or they look down at something and they're like, it's like, we try our hardest here to ensure transparency and ensure that we do things right around here. What if your spouse gave you that response, right? Hey, honey, where all the money in our bank account go? We are looking into it, okay? We are looking into it, and they can't make eye contact with you. Does that seem like someone who's lying to you? Yeah, Cringe Pierre had a tough one yesterday. She was asked again about Merrick Garland, and of course, we are confident in this, the ethics. Yeah, no, liars, poker face, go.
Speaker McCarthy floated this idea of launching an impeachment inquiry targeting Attorney General Merrick Garland. And the focus here, according to the Speaker, would be Merrick Garland's weaponization of the DOJ. Well, what's your reaction to that idea?
So as you've heard me say repeatedly over and over again at this podium is that the president respects the Department of Justice independence. He respects the rule of law, and that is what you're going to see under this administration. So I'm not going to speak to anything that is related to that. And it's unfortunate that congressional Republicans want to continue to focus on an issue that Americans that's not their priority. They want us to move in a bipartisan way.
Is this your priority? Is this your priority, ladies and gentlemen? Do you care about these kind of things? When you see a clip like this one, the White House transcript says it. Read this. President Biden, okay. Anyway, I started off without you. I sold a lot of state secrets and a lot of very important things. Huh? Dude, this is what the guy said. This is the White House. This is according to whitehouse.gov. Joe Biden. So does this bother you a little bit? Joe Biden, oops, I crapped my pants. Joe Biden got dementia. And now he's just straight up admitting to his crimes. He's done this before on camera. Son of a bitch, they fired the prosecutor. He's done this on camera before. Interesting thing about evil and the interesting thing about liars is that eventually they start to actually break down and need to scream their crimes. They need to confess. And this is what's happening right now. Diseased old Joe. He's so broken down. He's having to scream his confessions in public. I know this is the third time we'll play this clip. It's only a 5-second clip, but it's worth saying again. Joe Biden said, I sold a lot of state secrets on camera. And no one in the press will show you this clip. Watch.
I was just thanking, anyway, I started off without you. And I sold a lot of state secrets and a lot of very important things that we shared.